Yo, what's up, guys? It's Turn. Welcome to my podcast. So today on the show we have Daydren Anti. So, Daydren, my first question for you is, who are you?
Um, Daydren anti. I dabble a little bit in competitive Call of Duty. Um, Main AR usually. Not really anybody well known. Just kind of a player that's kind of out there in the community, I suppose. Um, I suppose that's about it.
All right. So this podcast is basically for lower tiered amateur people. Not lower tiered, I guess, but just the amateur scene in general. To kind of like get an insight on like how they came up, um, their backstory, stuff like that. So my second question for you is your competitive past.
Competitive past. I started in Advanced Warfare. Um, that's like my first Call of Duty that I ever like. Well, I guess I can say Ghost, but I was only a pub kidding Ghost. It really took off from there. I got pretty good at public matches, but I mean, a lot of people didn't play public matches in Ghost. So Advanced Warfare, I found a group of players through public matches that were really into like league play and stuff, ranked in that game. Jeremy, fucking what was his name? Larry, Brandon. There's some people that I used to play with in 4v4. They weren't that great. I used to get them try to get them into GBs. They weren't really into that though. They liked more casual competitive play, if that's even a thing. I branched off from them. I just went into tens by myself. I kind of left them behind. I got into those free tens. Advanced Warfare, there's free tens popping all the time. Like when I get home from school, I was about 15 in AW. I mean, there was like 40 parties open, like PlayStation parties open for chat, like eights all the time. So from there, I met this guy named Onsomebutt was his gamer tag at the time. It's my good buddy Tay Lacey. Uh, he introduced me to some of his like IRL friends that were also really good at the game. I still talk to them today even. They're like my 2v2 buddies. Used to play 2v2s against each other all the time. Um, Tried to start a team of four going into um, going into Black Ops 3 out of Advanced Warfare. Um, I met this guy named Dianis at the end of Advanced Warfare. He started Sour Gaming Pro. The competitive team had I think his name was Factor, Phenom. What was the other guy's name? They're pretty known in Black Ops 3, so it was really cool to like be able to work with them and just like talk with them on a daily basis, get jerseys sorted and such. I was almost like a verbally validated co-creator. Never really got the role. He just kind of came to me for everything, and I helped him put it all together. Came to me with ideas. I'd confirm if the jerseys were looking pretty good. We kind of just did it together. He allowed me to start like an amateur underage team under them. So I put together his team. Tramic, Remnicity. His old gamer tag was Andreas at the time, but Remnicity, Tramic, and uh, Enter. Enter the Goat. He's a West Coast kid. We had a team of four. We never even actually landed a scrim Black Ops 3, so that team fell apart. Uh, Continued playing with Tay Lacey. Got into his group of friends. That's when I really started playing with them. Um, Sour Gaming actually broke up. Like, it actually, like, he actually, like, went on vacation for like 7 months. Didn't hear back from him. He left the org. uh, deleted the Twitter, I believe. So when I finally got a hold of him, he said he had canceled everything without my knowledge. So I was kind of under Sour Gaming Pro for like 7 months there in Black Ops 3 under an org that wasn't even real. Kind of a scumbag thing to do, but yeah, that happened. Going into the Infinite Warfare, just tens again, more tens, more 2v2s against my buddies. Um, Landed on this team going into Anaheim because I was gonna be turning 18 that year. No, yeah, I was gonna turn 18 that year. Um, I turned 18 like 3 days after Anaheim. It was really unfortunate. I was under the impression you could get a parental permission slip to play major events if you were 17. That wasn't true. That was just a rumor going around. Um, I don't remember their gamer tags, but the org. This was like for like a just a hot like week. They wanted to fly me out. Everything was all paid for. They just want to put my name on the flight. All I had to do was just get on the flight and play. That didn't end up working out. They found out that permission slip wasn't a thing. Played with them for like 5 days. That was my only chance of actually competing in that game. Um, Going into World War II when I was 18 is really when I started to like put things together and actually try to go for something. Um, Made a team of 4. It was with I met Sheen, uh, Theodore. Theodore is his name now, like Theodore something. Uh, so Theo, my buddy Kevin Xerxes from New York. Uh, Put him together, put Theo together. Uh, Kev had a player, Skipshuel. He plays like Fatty McFaffa, like in the 2v2s from Black Ops 4 and through Black Ops 3, like in between then. He was actually a teammate with Pacer and Fire for a while, Skip was. So I put them 4 together. Skip was pretty much in and out of the game a lot. We ended up getting some pretty good contracts out of X13. We weren't really great online. We couldn't beat like the top amateur players in any of the 2Ks, 5Ks, or 10Ks. So I ended up as like team captain. I was like, I'm not gonna go to this LAN if we can't beat them online. What are we gonna do at a LAN event? Which I'll later regret that since I've never been to a LAN before. But after World War II was what was the game after World War II?
Black Ops 4.
Yeah, Black Ops 4. So going into Black Ops 4, end of World War II, I just played more tens. Try to meet new people. I met my good friend Raleigh from there. Um, Fucking, I met Watermelon. He plays Super Smash now. I met what is that guy's name? Sitched. I used to team with Sitched in World War II for like 2 weeks. That didn't end up going anywhere. Amen. So it was the real Legio. Um, so Hayden. So Legio, Amen, myself, and then we were playing with Legio's friend, IRL friend, Singe, so Andrew. We ended up putting that squad together. It turns out it was 5v5. Andrew didn't really want to play. Singe didn't really want to play. Um, so we go into the game with Men, uh, myself, Legio, Chili Mac from Florida, and then we always had struggles trying to find a fifth. But we ended up playing with Blue. His name is Blue on the ground. He went to Destiny now. He plays a lot of Destiny there. So that team didn't actually form in the very beginning. I ended up playing with a pickup squad. It was Amen, Sedulous, who else was on the team? Bodify, myself, and I don't remember the fifth guy. I want to say it was Legio. I'm not sure if he played it. Yeah, it was Legio. So we go into that one. I think it was a 5K or a 10K. It was like the second online event of Black Ops 4. We managed to get into, I believe it was 7th round. And we ended up playing Team Space, like Spacely, Naga. Who the fuck else was on that team?
Havoc.
Spacely, Naga, Havoc, 2 more.
Um,
It was basically Gen G, but without Envoy in space. Mox was on that team, so Mox, Havoc, Naga, Space, one more. I don't know. It might have been
Major
Fellow
Maniac.
as Major Maniacs. It was. So we ended up playing them in 7th. Took a map off them. I ended up getting, I think it was what, best of 5 or best of 3. Took a map. Yeah, we got 3-1. Probably the farthest I've ever placed in a tournament. If we win that map, we had one more round, and then we were gonna go into like Sunday, but that never happened. Probably my best placing in an online event or any event, honestly. I'm not much of a search kid. Never won a gold because I just didn't play search like that. I don't really enjoy it. Um, Coming into Modern Warfare though, pretty much at the end of Black Ops 4, ran a tryout to try to find a fifth for that team. Legio, Amen, Chili, and myself. We picked up this guy named Galaxies. He like changes his name every fucking week nowadays. His name's Limits, I think, right now. He changed his name like 3 times, like Galaxy, Limits. I think his name was Defender at one point. This is all in like a whole month span. He just keeps changing his name. But anyway, going with him. Dude wasn't dropping more than 10 kills every hard point, so we just had to get rid of him. Team kind of split up at that point. Legio was having military issues. He had a contract to abide by. He was a medical aide for the military, so he was going on like tours for like 2 weeks for like different states in the country. A lot of the 2Ks and 5Ks and 10Ks he missed. So it was me, Amend. Chili ended up retiring, just quitting altogether. I think he's a coach now from Arctic. Yeah, Arctic game like Arctic Esports. He's a coach there. So it was me and Men trying to find like 3 players. never placed well in any of them. I'm talking like fucking first rounded, playing with some randoms, just trying to find a pickup. Didn't have success on a pickup team like we did in Black Ops 4, but we can't just chalk the year. Um, a men ended up just starting to hate the game. We were just not having any luck. Uh, felt like there was like no skill gap. We weren't really learning the game, trying to play with pickup players, so we were way behind. So me and him ended up chalking it at that point. He doesn't play anymore. Um, Aman's actually a pretty good player. He won a Midwest, placed second at another Midwest. I think he placed fifth at another Midwest. He ended up playing with Lavelle Baby, pretty known guy. Played with Aggro. I think there's one more. I think it was Aggro's friend. It was either Aggro's friend or Jeremy Clip is who Amen played with. Um, so we ended up scrapping it. Uh, I just played more tens again. Just a huge fucking tens kid, nothing else to play. I ended up just going to college for a whole month. Yeah, for a whole semester. Not a whole month, whole semester. I'm enjoying it right now. That was this spring actually of 2020. Came back to the game because of the coronavirus quarantine. Fuck it. I ain't got anything else to do. Stuck inside. PS4 is just fucking calling my name. Hop on. Well, actually, initially what happened was Legio Kenny hit me up, and that's when he wanted me to play with you. It was just Legio, you, me. Was it a men?
Yeah.
I think men. Who else was the last guy? Was it Ben? Poise?
Yeah, it's Ben.
Yeah, yeah. So it was us five. How long did we play? It wasn't very long, was it?
Maybe a week or two.
Yeah, yeah, something like totally torching my time, just
Yeah.
so pointless.
Passing
So
time.
yeah, just passing time. So I ended up hitting up Kenny after that team split. We just stopped playing. I don't even know what happened. We just took like a 4-day break, and then people were like, I'm just kind of done. I thought I could play this game. It's mostly a men. He's like, I thought I could play this game. I can't. Still can't enjoy it even after months of just taking a break from it. So I hit up you, Kenny, and I was like, hey, we should start up a team of two. You got a high ceiling. You're pretty new to this, but you got some fucking huge ass potential compared to most people I've played with. And I've been playing since on a team base since end of AW. So I mean, I've played with a lot of people. I've taught a lot of people. I come from a lot of different games, so I have a lot of experience. So I really see something in you, Kenny. Like you still have it, brother. Like you still have it.
Yeah.
So I hit up Kenny for a team of two. Um, Not sure that took off. We were team of two for what? From March around your
Jesus.
birthday through what, end of April? Middle of April? Okay, so it was
Went
about
through
a
middle of
month and
May
2 weeks.
actually, cause
No,
we.
because that's when we teamed with Serve is like very end of
Oh.
April going into
Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Um, so me and you finally hopped on a squad, right? And well, that composed of Smokey, Prince, and fucking Critzy,
And
bro.
just to put
Fucking
some
Crit.
context to this, um, so as we were trying to find a team, there were so many like forms of a roster. People we mentioned earlier in the podcast, Skip and Sedge. Uh, fuck, there was fucking a Ben roster again. There was quite a few rosters, but yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's not even worth mentioning.
yeah,
We were out. Like I've never been a team hopper. Like from Black Ops 3, I teamed with Amen, Legio, and Chili pretty much from January all the way into the beginning of Modern Warfare. So like all my teams have like have been long, like super long, always long term for me because I don't believe in just team hopping. This is the first game I ever teamed hop on, honestly. Like, even back
it's
from
because
World
of
War
me.
II. Yeah, yeah, yeah. From World War II, I teamed with Skipshuel, Xerxes, and Theo from I would say late March all the way until like late July. And we had what, a $7,500 buyout contract. What actually amazed me about that contract actually is one of the orgs hit me up personally, and the team captain because we scrimmed their org. It was like org versus org scrim. Orgs hit up other orgs like, hey, you want to scrim our team? We're in the same league. Except for I've only played like 3 league matches in my whole fucking career, honestly. Um, that league ended up falling through anyway, but not enough people. We ended up screaming them. They hit me up and they're like, "Hey, we want you to come play with us. What's gonna take for you to come over to us?" And I was like, first of all, I'm on a contract, $7,500 buyout. I could send you to my org manager, and you can speak it out with him if you're really willing to pay for it. But before we even get into all that, I'm not really willing to jump to an org right now. I'm kind of liking the team that I'm on. So this guy hits up my manager anyway. He's gonna send a down payment of like 2,000 something dollars. It's like 27 or like 26 is what he had on hand for the org. Like they were really willing to bet all this money on me just to make the roster that much better. And I'm like, this is AM team to AM team. This is not like pro team to pro team. Like this is some crazy shit going on for like some low tier trash players. I mean, I wasn't anything special. I mean, I just play the shit out of the game, have knowledge. But fuck, I forgot what I was going with that. Uh oh yeah, longevity in teams. So playing with Kenny, the first team first person that ever got me to just fucking team hop. Just find talent, run that route, see where it takes us. If it doesn't end up working out pretty quickly, get the fuck out of there. We're not band-aiding problems. No band-aids. It's either gonna work or it's not. And that's worked so fucking worse for me than just sticking with the team. Like, this is the shittiest COD I've had luck in just from team hopping. Like, I can't believe AIMs do this every fucking year.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we fucking team hop. We finally get a decent squad together with some type of longevity that wanted to be formed. Me, Turn, uh, Cerberus. I think we had a squad before that, but I want to just skip to just Ryan, Cassius. So we had fucking Cerberus, Turn, myself,
And
Cassius,
electrics.
and then we had Electrics, yeah, from Florida. That guy's a fucking clown, bro.
Yeah, I hope to get him on a podcast later on, because he is probably one of the funniest players I've ever played with.
Yeah, dude, he's so fucking hilarious. Good vibes all around from that guy.
Yeah.
Even though he can barely speak English, but I fuck with him heavy.
Yeah, he really can't though.
Yeah, great guy. Great. I loved him to death. He's a fucking joke too.
Yeah, I know.
We get on that squad. Play some scrims, and I've never had worse composure on any teams. Like I'm very composed. Calm in game. I'll lose composure out of game. Like I'll straight up fucking attack someone. Like, dude, what do you think was gonna happen when you hit that shit? When we flip spawns and you were there, what did you think they were gonna spawn when you were blocking that? Straight up just coming at them. Never in the game though. But when I play with Gasias, like no shade to him, love the guy, fucking nuking on Minecraft. But that guy, I would just lose my shit, like just bad vibes all around. He's one of those guys that expect perfection off the rip, which is just straight passion flowing out of him when he talks. But it can just come off as so toxic. So it's not the like normal toxicity that you'd expect out of players, just calling people bad and ego in them, because he was really good about that. Like I had a bad game, Kenny had a bad game, serve shit the bed, as usual. Fucking Ryan would just say some shit like, it's all good, all good. Next map, next map. But when something would happen, like regarding him and like, a bait and switch or like a two-man play or someone picking up his flank, he would just lose it in the map. And I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ended up getting rid of Gasias, even though he's a joke. I think that's when Serve started to call it quits. And then we just kind of went our separate ways.
Just to put it in
You know,
perspective for this team too, it was never a talent issue on this team at all. Like it was more of like a or just that combination of players. I'm not throwing shade to Ryan at all, because fucking Ryan's a homie. Like we live super close. Hopefully I get together with him here soon. But just the way everyone kind of reacted, some things were said that we're not going to talk about on the podcast. But I mean, it just, I don't know. Like we would play teams and we could 15-point club teams if there was no bitching and complaining. But we could also lose to the same team by like 150 points. And like,
yeah, just like next map, just because we lost full on one little thing on the map that we blew them out. Like we kept a team under 40 points on a Hackney yard, and they weren't bad by any means. Like
and they had good side.
yeah, they had a good side.
Yeah.
Like it was on. We were just fucking flying through them. It was on a Deddy host too, so like there was no excuse for host. It was like fucking Texas Deddy host.
Yeah.
Um, and then like next map, we just fucking get blown out by like 150 points. 120 to 250. and vibes just were shot from like one little mistake we made on the hackney, even though we blew him out. Um, Super perfectionist team, which I like out of teams, just because we win the map by over 200 points, or we win the map by 10 points. There should be something we're talking about,
Yeah.
always. Um, you can deal with one player like Ryan, right? Ryan expects perfection. Of course, everyone should expect perfection. But when you have someone like like you, Kenny, someone that's
Yeah.
new, you're a little hot-headed at times, and you
Yeah.
expect perfection as well. And then when I get into confrontation, and my teammates are just going at it. I just get quiet,
And then
like I'm,
serve like the combination of players we had was like me and Ryan. If someone said something to us, we would just fucking snap. And then we had Electrics, who was like the quiet, like try to make a joke out of it, like
try to make a joke in the middle of a heated argument.
yeah.
I
And
mean, these
then
weren't just heated arguments. Like if we lived in a team house, there
we'd
was
be beating the fuck
5
out of
sets
each
of
other.
fists flying. Like
Yeah.
we were at each other. Like the mics were fuzzing. We were screaming so loud. It was
Yeah.
bad. Worst fucking experience for like personality clashes
Best
I've
team I've ever been
experienced.
on talent wise, but the worst team I've ever been on in terms of practice. Like
It was like those, local land teams that just fucking throw each other together because, they play well together, just fucking hate each other. It was one of those teams.
yeah.
But man,
That was
I think that about sums it up. I mean, pretty much caught up to present day.
yeah. I was
Serve hit us back up for a minute. We didn't quite want to play with Electrics at that time, so it's just us three. Um, I thought we were gonna form a roster. I don't remember who we were looking at to try to play. It was like Perfections, and then we were trying to find one more, but Perfection wasn't
Vizo.
really 100% down. Yeah, Vizo and Perfections who we're gonna play with. And then Serve just came at us one day and was like, you know what, this is stressful. Which I don't blame him. That shit was stressful. Like
Yeah,
I didn't even want to play anymore. Like,
I think
got out
we all
before
just
the
kind of
most.
retired. I started doing YouTube and Daydren fucking chalked it.
Yeah, I just fucking started doing real life stuff because I'm a biology major, so I started getting really into like my internship at this vineyard and stop fucking playing, just spend more time at the vineyard, make that cash money
Yeah.
instead of getting fucking arguments online. Petty shit too.
Yeah.
Over petty shit.
There's some stuff, guys, that I wish I could like release to you guys that you would see it in perfect picture, but you will never see it. Cause like
No,
some of these
I know-
arguments were just, yeah, they just went too far at times. Like,
and they just kept going.
yeah, it was
We'd be next scrim talking about that one fucking map and that one scrim.
like if someone gets shit on, you're like, oh, you got shit on last map too, and then it's just like, and then we always had, I don't know. I think the other thing is basically this roster was formed for like an online league and then a last chance qualifier. The issue with the last chance qualifier is Electrics was not 18. So we were playing with him, and then originally our 5 that we were supposed to play with, we were supposed to have Perfections instead of Electrics. Well,
I forgot that he wasn't 18. That was why we didn't want to play with him.
Perfections didn't want to play because he just like didn't have the passion in this game, whatever. I think it was more of an excuse, but we'll let him rock with whatever.
Yeah, let him rock. Let him rock.
But yeah, so I mean that team would have been, yeah, disgusting. Like even with Electrics, we were like frying everyone pretty much.
And I really felt bad for Ryan because as soon as we let Gasias go, it was like he was really heated. Like it just turned up the volume on his mindset even more. He just wanted to fuck. Now he just fucking hated us. But then within like 24 hours, he was like, that was a really good team. I saw him tweet out. He deleted the tweet like shortly after, but it was like I really kind of fucked myself over on this one, and I was like, damn, I feel bad for him. Great guy, just his vibes weren't there.
Not the right attitude.
Yeah, not the right attitudes at all.
But
We're all
moving,
kind of going through some life shit as well. So it's like you get on, your frustrations are already fucking high. You
no
wanna
one
get on
wants
the
to
plane
play.
to lag, and just
Yeah.
our minds are somewhere else, and then we get on and shit's going the wrong way, and you're just like, I don't want to have to deal with this shit on top of everything going on.
Yeah, I feel you. Moving past that, cause that was a long fucking segment, but wow, that gives some insight to everyone who. There's why I haven't been uploading this year. I've been doing all this shit.
Toxicity.
Yeah, I looked at my YouTube the other day and I hadn't uploaded a Modern Warfare video all year.
Damn.
Yeah, It's crazy. But now we're chilling. Um, so moving on to that, the next topic we have is your best moments through this year.
Through this year,
Yeah,
okay. Best moments, definitely finding you, bro. Like you as a duo, like we just click personality wise.
I
Like
agree.
we're not the same person. Like we're kind of like the opposite ends of each other, which is what a duo needs. We mesh really well in gameplay as well, let alone personality and gameplay. Like
Yeah.
if I went to school with you, Kenny, we'd be just fucking best friends through high school type shit. Like
In the
that's
bathroom,
a level I'm at,
writing
bro.
out strats.
Right, like I was writing on my invisible whiteboard talking strats, and Kenny was eating it up. And Kenny was hitting me with the S&D strats because I'm fucking ass at S&D. But
Yeah.
Kenny's not the best at hardpoint. He came from S&D, so just even experience wise, we just matched each other. And my S&D's improved so much. We used to have a joke for Kenny, right? Not anymore. I'll give him credit. He's gotten so much better. But every time we played Ramaza, it'd be like, "Oh, Kenny, here we go playing Ramaza," because he was just fucking awful at that map.
Could not figure it out.
Yeah, he figured it out though, and I figured out search. Started dropping double digits
Yeah, just
on
to
maps.
put this in context, guys. So we're playing a Ramaza S&D, right? And
Oh
Daydren
no.
is bottom fucking construction, like in the little crevice between dirt and like bottom construction. And he's crouch walking with his AR and S&D. Now I don't think he was intentionally crouch walking. Just when I died and saw him, I just lost full. Like I was like, what is this guy doing? And then
Oh, I
from
think I slid in from dirt door.
yeah, and then from there on, I was like, yo, Daydren, come be with me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like that's when I kind of
Weird.
realized.
'Cause I'm not good at S&D, so I can't be the island player. Like I need to play with someone, you know,
Yeah,
especially with like I have so much inexperience.
yeah,
Especially because I'm a respawn player, you know, respawn star. I don't I don't know timings. I don't know general bomb sites like where to plant, and I was running the fucking bomb on offense.
yeah. We had the least experienced S&D player run bomb, and this is for every team we've had.
But no one
So
else wanted to run it, and every time they'd run it, they'd leave the bomb somewhere stupid. And I'm not an idiot, you know. I might not know surge, but I know damn well you shouldn't be flanking with the bomb and leaving it on the opposite side of the bomb site. You know,
yeah,
like, if we go B and you flank A with bomb, or fucking gunrunner, bro. I don't know who picked up the bomb.
I think it was
They went
Holmes.
boiler with the bomb, died from behind from vent because the guy ran just controlled a vent. Bomb was in boiler. We were all stacked on crates. Here we are running our happy asses all the way over to the other side of the map to go get the bomb, and we die before we can even pick that bitch up. Just
Mm,
chalked around. Just chalked around for us.
yeah,
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
and there was a time in that Ramaza map when I think Daedrum was like 1-4 before I told him what to do.
Oh no, I was 1-6.
Yeah. Um.
And then as soon as I started playing top house with Kenny, me and Kenny were playing the bomb site by ourselves. You know, duo shit. Let's get it. I ended up the map like 8-7. I got specialist streaks in that match.
Yeah.
And he was helping me mid round too, like telling me where to look. Like after he died, he'd be like, "Yo, expect him from here. Make sure you're watching this while you're watching that, because they could come from there. Just pay attention to your timings." He was really giving me some fucking tips mid game. That shit was working too.
Yeah. Um. I think the other thing on some of these rosters is there wasn't. I don't think people realize like how much when you're scrimming. Like we didn't scrim much dom on any team I was ever on. So our hard point was like a better game mode, and we didn't play S&D a lot either. Like it wasn't until recent, like on the Cerberus, Gasias, and Electric's team where we started playing S&D together. So we would go into tournaments like say it was like a cup or a home series or something, since all of them are online this year, and we would not have played S&D or Dom. So that kind of just dicked us over for like the whole event because if there's a 3 out of the 5 maps, and if you don't have any experience on them, like obviously I have experience in S&D, but like
And so does Ryan. So does Serve as well. So we were winning most of our searches. We only dropped like a handful of them out of all the cups and home series we played. I would say we only dropped like one per event that we played.
yeah,
We were winning almost all of them because you're really fucking good at Surge. And then our DOMs are pretty hit or miss because we were a really slay heavy team, especially with Gasias and myself on the team. Um, and you were fucking crackhead, you know, Pristini type player, and we just meshed really well. And Electric's just kind of just a sit mid map and kill everything.
And run past the hill. That
Yeah,
was
run
another
past
big
the
issue on
bomb
our
site
other
too.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan didn't want to play hill. Alexis didn't play hill. Kenny's more of a pristine player. We don't need him sitting in the time. He's more of a push out route man kind of thing, in their face, first in kind of guy. And
Yeah.
then Sir was main AR. So then it was just I would have like over 3 minutes in time, and I was kind of like the spawn guy. Because Serve didn't really get spawns, so we were always playing from the front, and that would really set Ryan off. And just like the problem was in his gameplay, and other teammates' gameplay. And like the one way to solve that is for me to stop playing so much hill, which is a pretty simple fix. It's just
Have to
sometimes
have
it's just
someone to
not
play
great.
the hill.
It took us a whole script. It took us for me to stop playing the hill entirely. I'd only get like 45 seconds in a game. It took me to stop playing the hill and for Serve to start playing the hill. And then if Serve started getting 2 minutes in the hill with an AR on maps that he should not be playing AR, like Hackney, besides P2, he was starting to really bitch. And I'm not a bitchy player. But as soon as someone starts to bitch, people respond to that better than just calmly saying, "Hey, I think I'm playing too much time," you know?
Yeah.
As soon as he said something, then I hopped on it and was like, "Bro, I've been getting 3 minutes for the past 3 days. This is your like first day getting time. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it." And then we started making changes around it. That was kind of the environment that we were in.
For sure.
Another great moment in me and Serve.
Yeah.
I really respect that guy. I mean, we might not get along all the time, but
So moving on to this kind of leads into the next category, best teammates, and you can list
best
them from one to
teammate,
five,
1 to 5.
starting at five.
Okay, starting at 5, number 5. I gotta go with a men.
Yeah.
Like me and him had a duo ship on our old teams that was just like really good. Like I connected with Legio as well, but Amen takes that spot. I have some other people, um, but Amen definitely from that team that we had. I really clicked with him. He was very hot headed, like way more hot headed than even you.
Yeah.
Um, he had a hard time taking criticism, but when we really got to know each other, he knew I was coming from a good place. So he really like took in what I had to say, and I took in what he had to say. It worked really well. Great guy. Number 4, I'd have to say Xerxes. Um, my buddy Kev, I FaceTime him sometimes, you know. Um, he's a really fucking great guy. Like I actually had plans to go out to NJ to see him. Ended up falling through, coronavirus. That kind of fucked everything up. I was really looking forward to that. Number 3. Number 3. Fuck. Think think I'd have to give that one to. Man, this is tricky.
Yeah, I know, because this is like so many teammates, and then
Right, right.
you gotta narrow it to five. It's like, wow.
I'd say number 3 is. I'll give it to Serve. I'll give it to Serve. He, we connected sometimes, and when we did, we really made like ground on like how to play the game, or even just how to approach teammates. When Serve would be the one guy against Kenny and it would be like a one on one, you know. And then all of a sudden, when Ryan and Kenny got on the same page about the same topic, I mean, we have two types of toxic coming at one guy, and it was about his play style, or it was about the way he handled things, and it was really hard to get a word in for Serve. So he'd come to me and be like, "Yo, Daydren, anti, what do I do? What are the like, what should I do in this scenario? Like, how should I handle this one? What should I say to them?" And so we really got to like know each other and got to like really like start a bond and shit. I really fuck with him. His vibe's pretty cool. He's hilarious. He turns on that stream and starts fucking dancing.
This army hat.
He had this fucking army hat. And he starts fighting the fucking camera. That guy's a clown. Number 2. I think number 2 would have to go to you, Kenny. Um, it'd have to. Like, either
Yeah.
that or number 1. But I've got my lifelong friend as number 1. So um, I already like iterated on the points. Why we get along, gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of already spoken for. Number 1, I have to go to Tay Lacey. He's not known by any means. Like most people won't know him. He used to go by like MLG Simples. Simples was his name. Just DJ. He's from Kentucky. He's fucking great guy. I connect with him on so many fucking levels. Like it's just he comes from a family that's sort of similar to mine. And I can relate to this a lot of his shit. And he's just good vibes all around. Great talent. Like he's never played anybody that great and yet he's one of the like he can take criticism better than anybody I've met, like just as well as I can. Like, when someone says something to me, I take it into account even if I know they're wrong, and I just try to add it to my gameplay. Even if it fucks me over, I still try it.
Yeah.
Um, but with DJ, he's like a different breed. He's been playing that Ansimba is his name, right? Same guy, from AW. He's just so talented that he doesn't play competitive like that, and we just play 2v2s against each other for fun. And like we barely ever play like GBs, and when we do, it's free, like XPs. I could tell him something, like teach him about this game because I've like played against some good people, like Carbon. I played like Jansport Jake. Um, I played Equip and Drama. I think they're playing with TCM at the time in like one of the earlier Cubs. So I played against some good people. Never won against them, but I know how it's supposed to be played. I watch a lot of pro scene as well. Anything I give to him, anything I say, any input, he just takes it in, and I can see the change literally min map. Like if I'm like, DJ, next rotation on that hill, do this, and he'll do it, and it'll work. Like he's just a straight gunner, like just natural talent. And if there's one player I've wanted on my team to go pro, it'd be that guy. Like I fuck with him so much.
Yeah. The next one before we get into the interesting topic, if you could have a starting five of all the teammates you've ever had, who would it be, and at what
Kenny,
roles?
Kenny is my entry sub. I'm not gonna say main sub because the entry sub's just it's just a different role. Other games like main sub was the first guy in, but most games main subs typically not the first guy in, more the guy that plays cuts, plays lanes, map control type main sub. Kenny's just the fucking pristine. Like if someone's got time, he's hitting around time, down the middle of the map, trying to get in their face. If he wins that gunfight, like if Kenny gets a two piece, that means that makes our job so much easier. Like he's getting two pieces he's not supposed to. He's running at like somebody on a head glitch, baiting himself. If he wins that and gets a second one, like he never should have got that. Like if you get three piece by Kenny, you're fucking awful. Like you just got shit on. Like this
Y-
guy's literally flying. I've used my injury sub. I would take serve as my main AR. Just say like just talent wise, like and like knowledge. Like a lot of main ARs play way too fast. Like myself, I play more of a second AR role. I also come from a jetpack COD, so like my AR pacing's typically more faster anyway. Um, he can really post up. He knows when to move. He just knows his positioning so well, and which gives him like the ability just to pop numbers. That's like really nice to have on a team, like especially when your AR is just running at them or your AR is just not moving. Like it's so detrimental to the team. Like easiest role to run in the game, sure, for this game. Any other game, if your AR is having a bad game, that just puts so much more pressure on your whole team. Like you're not gonna win a map usually when your main AR is doing bad, out of my experience. Unless you just have some fucking crackhead subs just taking over the game, challenging AR gunfights and winning them. Um, I'll take DJ. I'd like to get him in a competitive squad here. If I do anything this quarantine, I want to get him on the squad, honestly. I'd like you to actually meet him as well, but that's a topic for another day.
yeah.
Uh, I'd have him as my sub player. He's very versatile, so he'd probably play more of a flex. He could pretty much run anything in the game and figure it out and learn it, and give an input and shit like that. Super versatile. Most versatile player I've ever met, honestly. Um, Myself, so be you serve. Uh, Next guy would be Cerberus. I mean, not Cerberus, Xerxes. Zerk. My buddy Kev from NJ. Um, I'd want Kev on the team just because he's always good vibes. Uh, every person on the player usually has good vibes. I'd say the only person out of character would be you, Kenny, but
Yeah.
just because you're new, you're still learning, still understanding, which is fine. But you should only have one player on the team like that. Uh, there might be clashes with you and Serve, but I feel like I can mediate that pretty well, especially because the experience we had last time. I think you guys would know better.
Yeah.
Uh, Xerxes just because he's always ran my second AR when I ran main. So if I put him in this game, right, I'd probably have serve on main AR. I'd put Zerx on second, and I've had Simples run my third for like cave and shit like that. I'd run a sub with you, Kenny. Just full time sub with you.
Yeah.
Start duo ship. Like I mean, I'm sure there's better duo ships out there, obviously, but as far as the AMs go, I don't think I've ever played anybody that was just showed better bait and like natural bait and switch power. Like just natural. If I'm looking this way, you pick up that way. Like we can do it without even calling out. I know that's a pretty common thing, but I mean, I played for a lot of years with a lot of people, and shit just happens so quickly with us, and we just connect, just mindlessly just connect. We just know what each other wants to do on the map. We push together. It's just flawless. There's just no other way to put it. Like I wish you could just have some clips to throw on the podcast just to show people like
Yeah,
the
I'm
shit
gonna
that we
try
do.
and find some and see if I can put them in at the end.
Like we played Drama's Chord, right? We were playing against Cerberus, and Serv was telling us like the way that me and Kenny were playing, like just after meeting each other, was just like it was just some duo shit. Like he had no other way to put it. It was just duo shit. Like he knew that if our teammates were dead and he knew that me and Kenny were still alive, like he'd have to go hard. Like we were the hardest kills. You know, we were gonna make the setup. We were gonna make or break the setup. Like if he killed one of us, he still had one more to look for. You know, like he wasn't just gonna fucking break our setup if one of us was dead.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so wrapping up that topic, the next topic. This is what I'm excited for. So we have undeserved egos, and this one, feel free to make this podcast spicy, because I think there's a lot of people out there that think they're better than they are. So I'll
You
let you
know, I
take it
haven't
away.
really met a lot of people that have like really really bad egos. I mean, there's probably only a handful. I don't really like I don't like throwing shade, but I'm gonna answer the question. I don't give a fuck. Um, Starting off, I don't know, bro. I feel like at the time it was like totally his personality, right? But then as he started to stray away from me and started to go to LAN events, like locals in his state, he just started popping this attitude towards me or like towards other people. Even when people were trying to give input for like Modern Warfare or um for Black Ops 4, it was just like it was his way or the fucking highway. Like it's never gonna work. I don't even know why you're bringing that up. This and this and this is why it wouldn't work. But just he never really took input very well. It's just a fucking. I would say it was part of his ego, and that would have to go to a man. Like we still click. We're really good friends today. It's just at the time, like we stopped playing together mainly because he just wanted to seek better options. And when I first met him, he wasn't really anything great. He just had raw gun skill. So I kind of like I have DMs actually where he says I'm his godfather and all that shit. Like he respected me. He gives a lot of his like talent or like experience that he learned from me. I really kind of molded him in a way, kind of like Serv did to you, Kenny.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of like shits on me. He just kind of really just shits on me.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's pretty
I'm over it,
comparable.
but at the time it was just like wow. Like I could pop the DM on the podcast, but it's just not even worth it anymore. It was a while ago. Next ego Sedulous. Played a tens against him. Um, just unexplainable. Like he wouldn't even know you, and he's talking shit. Hang it up. Put the controller up. I can't believe you fucking pushed that. Or you could shit on him, right? You could just push something and shit on him. Just normal COD shit. Like you play this position at this time on this hill. Just normal shit, and you could kill him. But we were just the worst in the game. Oh, he's so fucking ass. I can't believe he killed me. I was reload. Just always something, bro. I could not believe it. And then when he got on my team, like he was talking shit in between the games to me and my team. And then when he got on my team, it was a total 180. We were the best in the game. Those guys are so fucking shit. And then I was like, okay. And then a men wanted to play with him, right? And then he just gets in the fucking getting ready for a team screen, jumps in, and is just so fucking toxic. I wrote it off as just like, it's tens, drama tens. People talk shit in between maps. Shit happens, Ripper tens, that sort of vibe, right? It's
Yeah.
expected out of tens. But then this guy jumps in and starts talking about shit I was doing on his team. And then starts talking about shit I was doing against him. Like he's bringing tens into the chat before we even get into a map. Like I'm warming up and this guy's in my fucking ear. I'm like, okay, it's chalked already. Like, okay, I can't do this. Like he wanted to play with me, but he comes in here talking shit. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Next kid, fucking, I'd say Gasias. I'd say he probably, I don't know him from old games, but I know he was pretty like, top am ish. I suppose. Not sure of his accomplishments or people he's played with, but just the way he just like talked to us, like just telling us to shut the fuck up mid map, like when we were trying to give him input about even just about playing the hill. It was shut the fuck up. I know what you're gonna say. Like, buddy, it's been 3 maps in a row that I go to say something about it, and you told me to shut the fuck up, and that you know what I'm gonna say. But each map, it didn't change. You're just running past the time,
Yeah.
challenging 3 people, and then we're not getting control because you challenged 3 people instead of playing your life, and we would have had your trade. Like Hackney, I'll give you an example. P4, bottom green. Instead of playing the time when we're spawning blue van, motherfucker hits off forklift, challenges 3 of them, and then no one's got his trade because he's so pushed out. So then we're playing a 4v5. Then they challenge his hill and they trade us out, and they have an extra man because he threw his life away. Same with electrics. We had just a common problem.
Yep.
Next guy, I don't know. I'd say Remnicity. I don't even know if he still plays anymore. But he basically changed his gamer tag and left the team from my Black Ops 3 team. And when I found him, I was playing tens. Didn't know who Remnicity was. He was being hella toxic. Whooped his ass, bro. Whooped his ass. Fucking, we jump back in to repick in a PS4 party chat, right? And he's like, my internet this, my internet that. And then, like, I didn't think anything of it. Like, his voice sounded familiar. Didn't think anything of it. I start talking because, like, they were hyping me up because I played really fucking well. And he goes, Anti? Is that you? Because I had a different gamer tag at the time, too. Because I just, fuck it. I don't play on my main account. He's like, is that you? No, because my name was Antoine at the time. Antoine2100 when we were teaming. And then I was Anti when he fucking met me. Been Anti ever since. And then he goes, Antoine, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, bro, you just shit on me. And I'm like, okay. He's like, bro, it's been so long. How have you been? I'm like, what? Who is this fucking kid? I said that too. I was like, who are you, bro? Like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, bro, it's Andreas. And I'm like, oh, it's this fucking guy. And I was like, oh yeah, you ghosted me, bro. How you been? And he's like, yeah, I've been all right. And he just fucking gets off. Like, it's some more small talk. He can't believe he got shit on by me. He gets off. Just leaves the party chat. Never seen him since. I don't even know if he still competes.
Yeah.
I really haven't met anybody else in the ego. Fucking symbolisms, bro. He's an alright player. Don't get me wrong. Like, I played 110 series against him. With that guy, every fucking life that Cerberus would kill him, like Mac would kill him, bro, he would just lose full. He was losing all types of full. This guy's fucking so much shittier AR than me. He's so fucking terrible. I can't believe I just lost that gunfight. Like, I don't know if there's an argument that happened beforehand, but like, this was not just drama, you know, drama tens, like just talking out of the neck. This was like he had a vendetta against Serve and he needed to prove himself. Like, I just didn't get it. And then every time he killed him, he's like, turned on. Turned on. Like, buddy, it's Modern Warfare. Like, I know I've turned on a couple people in one game, but like, there's no way you've killed him 6 times and every time it's been a turn on. Like, the guy's got like 38 kills on Ramaza. Like, there's no way you're turning on fucking Serve on Ramaza. He's playing out of his head right now.
Yeah, I agree with that
Unnecessary.
one.
Just talking shit, bro. It's a fucking video game at the end of the day.
Very true.
Fucking creature, bro. Like, don't even. This fucking guy. This guy was talking about playing on Wi-Fi. Bro,
Texas Wi-Fi.
tell the story, bro. You tell it funnier than me.
So this creature guy, he's an odd guy anyway. We went into Black Ops 4 tens. This is the first encounter I've ever had with this guy. This guy's using an ACOG site, and it was GA'd all of BO4, and there's obviously a reason it was GA'd. He drops like 40 kills, whatever. EKIA, not a big deal. And he just thinks he's the best player in the world. He's using his ACOG site. We ask him to take it off. He says no. It's fucking 2020. It's not GA'd in 2020, and we're like, okay, whatever. So then the next time I meet him, we're in Drama 10s. And this fucking guy tries to tell me that pros play on Wi-Fi. Okay, straight on some Gorgonite shit, right? This host fuck. Host fuck from Texas on Wi-Fi. So pretty much just shitting on everyone because he's on Wi-Fi and they can't kill him.
And then he said, "What did he say? You wanted to host up?" Like he said, "Let me host."
Yeah, he said let me host. So
Like
we like
what?
yeah, and is trying to tell us that pro players who probably have 10k and can play wired, especially from Texas, Texas of all places, play on Wi-Fi. And we were like, "What are you smoking?" So this guy is trying to host fuck. We have like 3 West Coast kids, like 2, 3 East Coast kids. This guy's trying to host from Texas on Wi-Fi, and the host is bad for me and Daydren, and we're central. So we go on Crit's host. The difference between Crit's host and Creature's host is like Creature did not move on Crit's host. On his host, he was sprinting around the map at us because he was host fucking everyone. He knew he could win every gunfight. And it was just like when you said something to him about it, he was like, "Bro, pro players play on this." And I don't think any pro players play on Wi-Fi unless they absolutely have to. And they sure as hell don't let someone host a scrim on fucking Wi-Fi.
What's crazy is I've been in the scene for a long time, right? You know, there's these S&D stars that live by the whole DNS server switch mid map. Like I've played against like in search tourneys a couple here and there, but there's some people like God Creep, like God Creeper from fucking Black Ops 3. Him and his Vesper. Him and his buddies when I play like I used to dabble in wagers, not tourneys though. He and his whole team would get off every map and then join back up. I don't understand why. And then when I finally got around to asking him, he was telling me he was switching his DNS codes. Like they live by the DNS codes, right? And that's some like kind of high tech shit. Well, like one of the basic things about COD is knowing how internet works because you deal with it every day. But the most simplest part about internet, which people complain about all the time, is ping. And so you can't get a reliable ping if you're on Wi-Fi. And he doesn't understand that. So with all that shit he's coming out of his mouth and the way that he's talking, he doesn't even understand the basic functions of Wi-Fi. Like I'm mind blown. I'm just mind blown.
Creature's a weird character, for sure.
Yeah, definitely strange, eccentric, to say the least.
So our next topic is how do you think Modern Warfare compares to other games in the past?
Compares to other games, I mean, there's the jetpack era. I really enjoy jetpack. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people hate on it. But then I think the more that we play these boots games like Modern Warfare, I see a lot more people on Twitter saying, "Take me back to the jetpack CODs," or just give me a high jump at least, or just some type of advanced movement. A lot of people still stick by the boots and say, you can't be good with if you're a jetpacker, you can't be good in boots, this, that, and the other. It's about just playing the game correctly, about setups. Okay, okay, I hear you. I really do. But the thing about jetpacks is it was all improvisation. It wasn't like it's not like Modern Warfare. Like if anybody's ever played those old CODs, like World War II as well. London Docks World War II, right? If you're playing P2, which is over by lights, and 3 you're heading through warehouse, you know to turn around. That's kind of how jetpack COD is. Like World War II didn't really have a lot of lanes. Pretty simple. Kind of same with jetpack COD. Like they're hitting down a lane, you kind of just react to it. Modern Warfare is a little bit different. There's you have to like adapt to their setup. I think it's mostly because it's 5v5 instead of 4v4. 4v4 is a lot more simple, not as complex, a lot less of just random shit happening. Um, but if 3 people in Modern Warfare like flood down middle for P1 for Hackney, right? You can adjust to that, but you need to almost adjust your entire setup if you want to hold the P2 spawns. Because if they wrap through forklift, 1 wraps through forklift, 2 wrap through forklift, all 3 wrap through forklift, depending on where they go and how many men they send, it changes your setup. If they send 3 through middle and 2 hit front door and 1 hits tires, that's a whole setup in itself to try to defend that. All 3 hit through forklift, that's a whole setup in itself that requires more men to help you on the forklift push. 2 of them could go mid stack, and then 2 you're through police to tires, and then 1 could go through forklift. That's a whole different setup in itself. So with boots 5v5, I feel like it's just more of like just basic, you know, like just setups, just playing your setups. So you got to go through the motions a lot because certain teams do like different shit. There's different ways to play a map. So with that in mind, you can get, surprised with a certain play. Like I used to play on a team with Crete and ISO and here in Modern Warfare with them for like 2 weeks. They liked on cave to 5-hit through cave when you had bad side. When you had like chicken spawn. We'd 5-hit cave, get P2 spawns. That's a whole setup for the other team to defend. And a lot of teams didn't understand that setup or that play. So we take every team by surprise. And that's what I mean. This game's all setups. It's about knowing the game. It's just game knowledge. Whereas jetpacks, it was react. It was cause and effect. He could hit this. It's a pretty normal spot to hit. He could just boost through here. But if he gets a two piece, you have to improvise. I'm the last man up. It's either I get the two piece and hold or I die, depending on where I spawn, because spawns were consistent in jetpacks. It was a lot more run and gun and just improvise, and it created a lot more diversity. It was better to watch. We had more viewership back in jetpacks than we did in boots on the ground. Like that's just facts. Like ever since that we moved to boots on the ground, viewership has just plummeted. Like we got a little spike here in World War II. First game back to boots on the ground, shit was bland, stale. Maps are ugly, gunplay was ugly, movement was ugly. Then we get to Modern Warfare. Everyone was hyped. Another boots game, way gonna be better than World War II. Or it was Black Ops 4 then. Lost viewership as soon as people realized it was the same shit over and over again. The only thing that was good to watch was Specialist, and competitive players hated playing with Specialist anyway. So it was sucky to play. Viewership loved the cartoony type of Specialist gunplay. Just bad viewership, not fun to play. Just didn't work. Then we get into Modern Warfare, spiked in viewership again. The Modern Warfare remake, reskin, guns come back, viewership jumps for boots, disappears. The thing with jetpacks is you could finesse, like there's different movement. You could reverse boost on AW, jump, and then side boost in a random direction. Like you had to just improvise mid gunfight. There was a bigger skill gap, and that's one of the things that these boots on the ground games don't have is skill gap. Especially with the tac sprint meta for Modern Warfare, it's like whoever just had the better snap. Whoever had the better setup, the better team. Just people that just knew how to play setups better and just better snaps, I suppose. Like it's kind of almost a brainless game to play. Like I can sit there and play scrims on jetpack CODs all day, but when it comes to these like Modern Warfare, World War II, Black Ops 4 was a little bit better than both of these, but it was just still stale and the same thing over and over again. And people don't like to watch that. Like that's why Dom almost got taken out. Shitty to play, kind of shitty to watch, honestly.
Very boring. But yeah, I agree. Um, so what we're gonna have to wrap up the podcast is a personal question for Daydren. It is, what do you plan on doing in the future?
Kind of just having fun, you know. Um, it's easy to sit there and dedicate your life, to the whole fucking, everybody's dream. I say, like, I like per se, is to make money off playing video games, not necessarily to go pro, but just, most people say they want to go pro, but it's really just to make a living doing what you love, right?
Yeah.
But I've got a college career. I made the dean's list this semester. I'm taking it really serious. I'm really into this. Like high school is just kind of general ed, but like now I'm getting taught in specific fields, and biology is just my shit. Plants, soil, organic matter. That's just my shit, and I'm just really into it. While that's going on, just there's no COD to be played. I mean, came back because of quarantine, but I took the route of just sticking it out with teams, and then if you can't beat anybody online, what's your shot at LAN? That was my thinking. Like, if we're not good enough here to beat, if we couldn't even beat Nahil's team on fucking Black Ops 4, Nahil, bro, he's been around forever. Like, what's the point?
Open
If we
bracket
can't,
warrior.
yeah, open bracket warrior, bro. Like, if we can't even beat fucking Miyagi, Black Ops 4 in a cup, right? And I've been teaming with these guys for not a cup. It was like a 5K or 2K. We can't even beat Miyagi round 4. online. Open bracket warrior. You know, he went pro. What Ghost? Last time I've seen him in like pro scene, playing longer than I've fucking even thought COD existed. What's the point of going to LAN? You know, I mean locals. I hear that. Yeah, I hear locals. Sure, but we were playing for majors. You know, everybody wants to play for a major. I guess at the end of the day, I'm just kind of having fun. If I find like a team, like I guess everybody always says that. If I find a team that's worth sticking it out with, I'll try it. But I mean, how many years has it been for me now? Fucking, I started taking it serious in World War II. So World War II, it's been 3 years. I've been trying to get on teams to go to majors, and there's been a lot of teams that I said like, you know, this team's pretty worth it. I could stick it out and see if it goes anywhere. But I guess this summer, you know, if something happens, it happens. Maybe I'll get a name for myself going into the next COD. It's supposed to be like what, Vietnam,
Cold War.
Cold War. It'll probably be like another Black Ops 1 style. Is what I kind of what I'm picturing. First Black Ops style. Um, maybe I'll be really good at that. Maybe I'll make a name for myself. Maybe I'll go somewhere. Who knows? I don't know. Just kind of going with the flow right now.
Yeah. So I think that about does it for the podcast. We're gonna wrap this up. Thank you, Daydren, for coming on,
No problem.
giving us a
Been
little
fun.
insight. Yeah, that was interesting. So if you guys like this video and you want to see more like this, drop a comment down below and make sure to leave a like. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.